This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
A 6th grade student is dead and 5 others are hurt after a school shooting in Iowa. In the last 2 hours, police identified the shooter as a 17-year-old student. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The shooting happened on the first day of school for the new semester during a breakfast event before classes. That was around 7:30 at Perry High School in the town of Perry, that's northwest of Des Moines. Police say the shooter, Dylan Butler, died after shooting himself. A 6th grade student also died. 4 other students were hurt along with an administrator. We're still working to learn more about their conditions at this hour. Tonight, we're hearing from a parent who received a text while the shooting was happening.
It was a text message this morning from my daughter, and it was absolutely horrifying. Like, this, one of the worst moments of my entire life, but the best phone call I got was saying that they were okay. I'm glad that they're okay.
Investigators say Butler was armed with a shotgun and handgun. They also found an improvised explosive device at the scene. Butler made social media posts around the time of the shooting. We're still working to learn more about what he was posting. Police are also looking into the motive. We'll continue to update this story on air and online, and there will be more coverage tonight on NBC Nightly News. That's right after our newscast.
Well, it is our final dry day of the week. Our Weather First team is tracking some rain and snow this weekend, along with another round next week. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, hi. So the system coming tomorrow night, and into Saturday, very light activity coming in here, and it's going to be a rain-snow mix, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a big issue. If we see even a trace to a half an inch of snow, it'll be on grassy areas. But that second system stronger, and I'll talk about that coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes. 37 degrees right now. We dropped from 42. And with this first system, we do have some winter weather advisories, Arkansas into Kansas and also Oklahoma. Probably 1 to as much as 3 inches of snow expected there. By the time it reaches us, again, light amount of snow and rain with that. So system number 1 comes tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, even a light mix into Saturday, but no major impacts with that. A Tuesday system, a different story. It's windy and we have a mix to snow. Rain to snow, much more on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, and for the latest weather forecast, you can text the word weather to 314-425-5355.
New tonight, the city of St. Louis is recommending people wear masks indoors. Health officials say they're trying to stop the recent surge of respiratory viruses, including COVID, the flu, and RSV.
Justina Coronel talked to medical experts. What did you learn, Justina?
Well, Kelly and Mike, the recommendation from the health department came down within the last 2 hours. They cited data showing a significant increase in respiratory illnesses. They say COVID hospitalization numbers have increased 38% in the past month, and RSV cases within the BJC healthcare system are up 200% than the past 4 years during the same time frame. Now, earlier today, I talked to Dr. Amit Mathur, a professor of pediatrics and the director of the neonatal division at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. He said the recipe for infection right now is a mix of holiday gatherings, traveling into crowded airports, and larger groups getting together. Mathur said this season he's seen more RSV compared to the last couple of years. He explained that could be due to less mitigation measures in place. And while there has been a breakthrough in that RSV vaccine, he explained it's been hard to access the vaccine across the country. He said right now, as far as viruses, COVID is the leading contender.
This has certainly been a much busier season for viruses. Influenza is about the same as COVID. COVID is still the front runner for viruses as of this week in the St. Louis region at about 10% of all the swabs. Influenza is about 6%, and RSV is catching up and is also at 6% now.
The St. Louis City Health Department only recommends masks indoors when social distancing isn't possible. Now, we've also reached out to county health leaders to see if they will issue the same recommendation. We'll let you know when we hear back.
All right, thank you, Justina. New developments tonight into the search for a driver who hit and killed a man in East Alton this week. Just hours ago, police confirmed they are getting closer to identifying that driver. Christine Byer spent the day in East Alton learning more about the victim and the latest on the investigation.
The East Alton Police Department got its biggest break in this case just within the last 24 hours after finding the vehicle that it believes was involved in the fatal crash that killed 52-year-old John Gleason. Gleason was walking here along Powder Mill Road at about 7 p.m. Tuesday when police say the driver of this tan truck struck and killed him. At that time of day, the road is dark and surrounded only by the Winchester ammunition facility. Security workers there heard the collision, and another driver who saw Gleason in the roadway called police. But the truck that hit him never stopped, according to Chief Scott Golicki.
We now have custody of that truck. Currently preparing a search warrant on that truck, and we're involved in chasing down leads associated to the driver or the offending driver at the time of that crash.
Coming up at 6, I'll tell you what John Gleason's family wants the driver to know. He leaves behind 6 children and 8 grandchildren. Reporting in East Alton, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Nearly 100 county sheriffs in Illinois say they will not enforce a new gun law. That law took effect on New Year's Day. It bans 170 types of guns unless the owner registers them with the state. Someone caught with an unregistered weapon can be charged with a misdemeanor for a first offense or a felony if caught a second time.
Forcing people to register their lawfully owned firearms once again turns the Second Amendment into a privilege approved by government, where it's supposed to be a right protected by government.
The sheriffs are telling deputies not to enforce the law until legal challenges play out in court. Illinois State Police says it will enforce the law.
Dog owners in Brentwood are growing concerned over a number of coyote sightings.
A post circulating on social media says there was an attack this week, and 5 on your side's Tracy Hinson has more tonight about what the Department of Conservation is doing about it and what owners can do to protect their pets.
You wouldn't think Brentwood would be a hot spot for coyotes, but social media says otherwise, and people are talking about it.
Saw a video posted by a neighbor of the coyotes moving through the area. I've heard that they attacked another animal.
A lot of people are saying that they've been sighting in here at Brentwood for Brentwood Park. Just hearing it from different apps.
There is a post circulating about a recent coyote attack, something that can and does happen.
Gosh, it's been 9 years now. I was at the dog park with 3 of my small dogs, and as I was loading them in the car, takes a moment to get them all hustled into the car, and I heard a yelp, and I turned around, and one of my dogs was in the jaws of a coyote being carried away, and I've never seen her again.
That happened in California. He invented a vest to try and combat the coyote problem. Dan Zerlinga with the Missouri Department of Conservation says it's worth a shot. Another option is
anything we can do to harass them, with yelling at them, throw things, blast air horns, shoot them with hoses. Anything we can do to scare them off.
If you believe the coyote issue has gotten out of hand in your neighborhood, or you might have a problem coyote, you can contact the Department of Conservation for more resources. In Brentwood, I'm Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.